We are at the end of a very full day of incisive discussions regarding inclusive insurance. Can you tell us why this topic of inclusive insurance is so important for the Western Balkan countries?
The Western Balkan countries, the insurance market, is the less developed insurance market comparing to the EU average and comparing to the Central Eastern European markets. So we try to find solutions how we can contribute to the insurance market development in the region of Western Balkan countries. Inclusive insurance is one of the hot topics that become more and more popular on the agenda. And maybe there is some stereotype view that inclusive insurance belong to the poor countries like African countries or Asian countries or some of the South American countries. But if we make comparison where in which countries inclusive insurance developed, and if this comparison going by comparing the economic indicators, so we can conclude that on the same economic development in the other benchmarks who are in the same level with Western Balkan countries, they have very positive and good experience in inclusive insurance. So that gave us as an idea that inclusive insurance also could be a potential for the further insurance development in the Western Balkan countries, especially when we are dealing with natural cat risk, where the agriculture sector is very, very important to the our national GDP, and it's not developed in terms of the insurance, that maybe through the inclusive insurance, maybe we can find some sustainable solution where all stakeholders, they will find their interest.
One of the conclusions of the debates from today is that the products used for inclusive insurance should be adapted for each region and each country. Taking also into account the development of the technology, what products do you think that are best to be implemented in this region?
In the spirit of the inclusive insurance, our products should be simple, affordable, without complicated underwriting procedure or even without underwriting procedure. The distribution channel could be very easy accessible, meaning you must find through the regulation alternative distribution channel without special requirements to educate and to license intermediaries. And it should be very fast and fair, automatically claims settlement. So this is the basics or the features that one inclusive insurance product must contain. Now, the technology, it's very important driven factor for inclusive insurance. What we heard from today, that the mobile is the most important actually distribution channel for inclusive insurance product. Yeah. Inclusive insurance product means micro-insurance product or mass insurance product. So the technology have crucial role. Second, the regulatory environment. We need regulatory actions that will be in line and that can support the inclusive insurance. And also it should be an interest from the industry players, because in our region we have a very heavy presence of EU insurance groups. In those EU insurance groups, in the countries that operate in the European level, they don't have any experience with inclusive insurance. But from the other hand, the biggest insurance groups, they have experience with inclusive insurance in South American, in Asia, and Africa. So maybe they can transfer this knowledge and to test it in the less developed insurance market at the European level, like the Southeastern European countries, but even in the Central Eastern European countries. it could be a case also for Romania and also for Bulgaria, because Romania and Bulgaria are not much developed comparing to the Western Balkan countries.
You announced during the conference that you are considering introducing in Macedonia a NatCat program. Is this a next step, let's say, for this inclusive insurance strategy?
Yes. Part of my answer will be yes. Maybe you know from the past that Albania, Macedonia, and Serbia, the governments of those three countries, with the support of the World Bank, they are engaged in this Europare project. Yes. So now there is like an offer to the governments and to set up a kind of mandatory earthquake insurance, but with the characteristic of the microinsurance. Okay. So should be very understandable product with limited insurance sum, with a low insurance premium, with effective and very fast claim settlement procedure, and also without any underwriting complicated rules. So we think that through this introduction of this micro insurance earthquake product, maybe it will be some input for the further development of the insurance market. Secondly, what is also interesting about the Macedonia is that the World Bank informed us or already announced that we will start to run the project about the establishment of the agriculture insurance pool. What we think is that the agriculture, because it's a very vital economic activity in all the countries in the southeastern Europe. For example, in Macedonia, agriculture sector contribute to our GDP more than 10%. And the financial losses are paid directly by the government budgets. So we need this money from the government budget to put in the insurance scheme. So one of the solutions will be maybe establishment of agriculture insurance pool. But however, what I think that is necessary that this agriculture insurance pool not to be only focused in the territory of the country Macedonia, but we have to have a regional approach where we need even more countries to be involved. And the Turkish experience with agriculture insurance pool could be a good benchmark for us how we can develop the agriculture insurance.
And coming back to today's conference, do you plan to continue this project? What are your plans for next year? What topics do you want to use for the conference?
Okay. This is the only actuarial conference in the region that we started last year. So this is the second in a row. Our idea is, together with XPRIMM, to continue with hosting the actuarial conference in the future, because the actuaries are really, they need more education, more trainings, and also for the newcomers, the new actuaries, they will need more knowledge about the new trends in the insurance market. So from that perspective, we think that we will continue with organizing the conference. But what about the topics? Maybe for the next year, one of the hot topics will be the liberalization of the motor third-party liability tariffs. Namely, 5 out of 6 Western Balkan countries, they have still regulated tariff. Because of the starting point of the negotiation process with the EU, liberalization will come very soon, and maybe sharing the experience and sharing the best practice about the liberalization of the motor third-party liability tariff could be potential topic for the next year.
Thank you very much, and we are looking forward for the next edition.
Okay, thank you for supporting the organizing this conference, and I hope to see you again next year.
Thank you very much.